can try and win championships, and that's what it's all about. When you look from the outside and you watch this team, I know we're going to have a real good, solid hockey team this year.
Well, welcome back to Fireside Rangers. I'm your host, Anthony Rivardo, joined by my co-host, all dressed up in green, Eric Wilson, wearing the Minnesota Wild t-shirt. What a psychopath. At least I got the Rangers hat on. But today we're going to be talking about the New York Rangers preseason Game 1. We're going to be recapping it, giving you our analysis, and taking a preview at the next preseason game happening tonight. We'll, of course, update you on that one tomorrow, following day. We got you guys covered with all of the New York Rangers updates, game analysis, and recap right here on Fireside Rangers. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the recap and analysis for Rangers versus Islanders Game 1. New York Rangers coming away with a big victory in their first preseason game, 4-1, a 3-point difference, huge game from the Rangers. And there were some really big standout performances from some of these young guys playing in the preseason that we're really excited to talk about. But before we dive deep into all of this, Eric, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. Classes were canceled because of Hurricane Ian. If we don't post in the next couple of days, it's because our house got blown away. but I'm very, very excited. I'm very happy about last night's game. I would consider it to be like a perfect game all around. Everyone that we wanted to see do well did really well. And the only negative, I think, was like they put Ryan Strom's name on the screen.
Yeah.
I can't escape.
Yeah, MSG Network made a little mistake there, put Ryan Strome on the screen. That was kind of a nightmare fuel for Eric.
I almost threw my phone at my TV when I saw that.
Well, your phone would still be worth more than mine, my piece of shit phone. But let's go ahead and talk New York Rangers here. One little piece of news unrelated to last night's game. The Rangers have returned forward Adam Sikora to HK Nitra of the Slovak Extraliga. So Sikora not going to be with the Rangers this upcoming season. He's going to be playing with HK Nitra. Eric, do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, we expected it. We just drafted him this year. I think we were excited to see him develop, but we knew he wasn't really gonna make the team this season. But from what I've seen last night, he played very well. So I'm just next year maybe excited to see.
Yeah, I guess there's just more time for him to develop. Maybe next year he'll develop a little bit more, be ready, and that's something that we've seen before. We saw that with Brennan Hoffman, who was the star of the show for the New York Rangers last night, a player that we've been waiting to see. We've heard a lot of great things. He played great at the World Juniors, and we've heard a lot of buzz about Brennan Hoffman entering this training camp period. Rookie camp, he stood out. Training camp, he stood out. And now here we are in the preseason. He's still standing out, and it seems like he's got a really, really good shot to play on the New York Rangers lines this season. But Eric, Brennan Hoffman picked up 2 assists, took 2 shots. What are your thoughts on his performance from last night's game?
He played great. The 2 assists he had were very beautiful assists, primary assists on one of them as well. So he's already making a difference. If he continues to play like this throughout all of the preseason, don't be surprised if he's on that opening night lineup.
Yeah.
And I believe he's slotted to play again tonight. So
okay.
We'll see how that goes if he does hit the ice again.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all if he does make his way onto the opening night lineup because he's really just been, like I said, standing out in every facet of the game, every phase of this offseason. We've heard buzz around Brennan Hoffman, just surrounding him completely. So now here we are in the preseason. He's still standing out. And let's go ahead and talk about some familiar faces. Let's go ahead and talk about Igor Shesterkin first of all. Yes. First and foremost, he stopped all 15 shots that he faced last night, continuing his dominant performances from last season into this preseason. Super excited to see, of course, Igor take the ice once again in the regular season. But, Eric, what are your thoughts on him? And then maybe also give your thoughts on Dylan Duran. He made 9 saves on 10 shots, backup goalie. What are your thoughts on those 2 players?
I think overall goaltending last night was phenomenal. As you mentioned, Igor posted a shutout for the time that he played throughout the game. Made a couple of really good saves as well. The goal that Duran let in, wasn't even like his fault. It was deflected. Didn't really see it coming. But still 9 out of 10 saves. 9 out of 10 shots saved. Very, very good. I know we mentioned his name a lot throughout the offseason too, throughout training camp. And I hope to see him play again a little bit tonight. I want to see more of that. I like him.
Yeah, I would like to see that as well. A couple more familiar faces. Chris Kreider, he scored a goal. Mika Zibanejad and Kaapo Kakko both had an assist. Obviously, that's crucial for Kaapo Kakko. We know that he's a player with quite a bit of controversy surrounding his name. You know how his season ended last year, benched in the Eastern Conference Finals. And, of course, going into the offseason, there were some question marks. Will he stay with the team? They signed him to the 2-year bridge deal, and here he is. first preseason game, making an impact, having a solid performance, lost a tooth, but gained an assist. Pretty solid night for Kaapo Kakko. Eric, what are your thoughts on Kaapo Kakko as we progress through the preseason?
Last night, very good. Like you said, the assist. He looks stronger. He's playing up on the second line, I think it was last night. But, Panarin didn't play. Trocheck didn't play. So just him on his own, I think did very well. He would fit very nicely on that proper second line when the lineup is finalized. But a lot of other players played really good too. You mentioned Kreider scored a goal, another net front present goal, which is good because, we said a large portion of our success last year was because of Kreider exploding for 50 goals. And we were like, is he going to be able to repeat, hit maybe 40 goals this season, or will he just go back to the 20-goal guy? But just to see him continuing that play where he just stands in front of the net and finishes, I'm very excited. Kreider is going to be really good this season as well.
Yeah, that's the hope. I mean, if he can replicate the performance from last season, the Rangers adding in, second line center Vincent Trocheck and all the other talent that they've acquired, Rangers could absolutely make some noise this year like they did last year, maybe even take it one step further into the Stanley Cup Finals. But let's go ahead. Also talk about Keandre Miller scoring a shorthanded goal. He also picked up 5 hits. What are your thoughts on his performance last night?
Very, very good. I keep saying that. I sound like a broken record machine right now, but I have no negatives to say about anyone. Everyone played phenomenally. The Miller goal came from the Hoffman assist, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. It was just a beautiful play all around, 2-on-1, great finish, great shot. And, Miller's more of an offensive defenseman. So, if he's going to keep putting up points throughout the whole season, fine by me,
Absolutely. Let's talk about Jimmy Vesey, another familiar face, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Obviously not with the Rangers last year. Had a stint with the Rangers in the past. Rangers picked him back up this offseason. Want to see what he can do. And he looks pretty good so far. He's fighting for that roster spot. No guarantee for Jimmy Vesey, but a solid performance last night goes a long way. If he can string a couple more of those together, maybe he gets that roster spot. But what are your thoughts on him?
I mean, I instantly like him a lot more right now because he opened up the scoring against the bum franchise Islanders, but overall he played really good. He has a very good chance at making the team. He is just on a professional tryout right now, but he's playing good. He looked really good. Played a lot of ice time last night, and I could definitely see him slotted as a fourth liner on opening night.
Yeah, so he got 17 minutes and 7 seconds of ice time, also picked up 1 hit, 3 blocks, and 4 shots on goal. So Jimmy Vesey was a real handful for the opposing goalie. He had a really solid performance.
The goal he scored last night was a beautiful goal. There was no angle, just right into the top corner.
It was a good one. Have to be happy with Jimmy Vesey playing on that PTL. But let's go ahead and talk about another character that we've been really discussing rather frequently throughout the offseason, and that is Zach Jones. We've talked about him quite a bit. We did a whole video discussing who will play alongside Braden Schneider. Well, Zach Jones played alongside Braden Schneider and got 20 minutes and 33 seconds of ice time, and he scored a goal. He had 2 blocks, added 4 total shots, registered a hit. Really solid performance, and scoring a goal in his first preseason game will definitely go a long way towards making that lineup and really establishing himself as one of the constants on the line. So, Eric, what are your thoughts on Zach Jones after last night?
Again, very good. But during that video where we discussed who will play with Schneider, I said I think it was going to be Zach Jones, and as we got closer, I felt more and more confident in that. After last night, seeing them play together, I couldn't be any more confident about that than I am right now. I'd say pretty much 99% it's going to be Zach Jones and Braden Schneider. They've looked really well together, had a lot of really great chemistry, and I'm just excited to see more of them play together.
Absolutely, so am I, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see who else plays alongside Braden Schneider, who gets some playing time there if this competition heats back up, and to see what exactly shapes out at that position.
Yeah, but also to mention, Philip Hedl had an assist as well.
Philip Hedl did have an assist, and again, we've talked about him quite a bit this offseason on the channel. Philip Hedl in a tricky place here, with Vincent Trocheck coming in as a second-line center for 7 years or so. It's going to be really tough for Philip Hedl to move his way up the lines into the top 6, having that massive roadblock in front of him. So for Philip Hedl, definitely needs to continue to string together good performances, and maybe worst-case scenario, the Rangers watch him play well and then increase his draft stock, move on from him at the deadline, right? Yeah. Definitely possible. But that pretty much wraps it up. There's our recap and analysis of Game 1 versus the Long Island, New York Islanders, right? Whatever, the fake New York team. New York Rangers always on top against them, as it should be. Best New York team in hockey is the Rangers.
Don't count out the Buffalo Sabres.
We're going to count them out. Let's go Rangers, of course. But make sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you want to see us discuss next. Comment your thoughts on the game. Comment your thoughts on the upcoming game. Of course, we're going to go ahead and recap that for you as well. But make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Ring the bell so you don't miss a video, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Have a good one, and let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.
He shoots.